Sometime after the events of Dominion, Soyona Santos, who was now out of jail, rounded up her Atrociraptors and tried to sell them again. She managed to strike a deal with a few different people, and Ghost, Red, Tiger, and Panthera were separated as a result. Ghost was transported to the deserts of Mongolia, Red to the temperate forests of New England, Tiger to the tropical rainforests in South America, and Panthera to the cold tundra of northern Canada. The buyers of the raptors would take a sample of each specimen's DNA and modify it to make their version of the Atrociraptor capable of surviving the climate they were in. Since Ghost lived her whole life in the desert, she was dubbed the Desert Atrociraptor and didn't need any changes in her new home. As for the rest, some modifications needed to be made in order for the biomes to be suitable for the other variants of Atrociraptor that would eventually surface. They were still the same species, just different variants, and there were 3 of them to start with. The first variation of Atrociraptor to be created is the tropical Atrociraptor, a variant of Atrociraptor that lives in the tropical rainforests. Appearance-wise, it doesn't look too different from the basic Atrociraptor other than some quills on top of its head and a more green color. The color helps the raptor blend in with the vegetation when stalking prey. When Tiger ended up in Brazil, she was experimented on, and the scientist who bought her extracted some of her DNA in order to make modifications to it. Then he created his own pack of tropical Atrociraptors who would be capable of surviving the climate. When he was finished, Tiger was transported to Mongolia, where she would reunite with Ghost. The tropical Atrociraptors proved to adapt very quickly in the rainforests and made it their home. They even compete for food with some of the other predators such as jaguars and many carnivorous birds that live in the rainforest. To the scientists' surprise, the Atrociraptors aren't hurting the ecosystem in any way. Meanwhile, Panthera was transported and experimented on in Canada. Unlike the tropical Atrociraptor where only small changes were made, this version needed drastic changes in order for it to be capable of surviving the cold climate. Thus, the polar Atrociraptor was created, a variant of Atrociraptor that is completely covered in feathers. These feathers are very thick and very heavy, allowing the raptor to keep warm in the cold tundras of Alaska. The colors of these Atrociraptors range from white to glacial blue and cyan. The white especially helps to blend in with the snow when hunting. These variants proved to be very successful as well and were able to survive the cold climate. They also proved to be excellent swimmers, which was great when trying to attack something from below. An unsuspecting walrus or caribou could be walking along the glaciers, not knowing there was a polar Atrociraptor right underneath them until it was too late. The polar Atrociraptor can also hold its breath underwater for up to 10 minutes. The third and final variant to be created is the temperate Atrociraptor, a variant that lives in the temperate forests of Massachusetts. Red was sent there to be experimented on, and like the polar Atrociraptor, the temperate Atrociraptor ended up being covered completely in feathers. Unlike the polar version, however, the feathers aren't as thick or heavy due to the temperate climate not being as cold. Color-wise, these raptors vary in different shades of brown and some reds. These predators would spend most of their time competing with the local wildlife for food. Their favorite prey would be the deer that graze there. Every now and again, they would end up near civilization and animal control would have to get involved, but apart from that, there were no issues with these raptors being around. After the experiments were completed, the other 3 Atrociraptors were sent back to Mongolia, where they were reunited with Ghost, and the original Atrociraptors would be dubbed the desert variants as a result, and would live in Mongolia in peace for the rest of their lives. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. But until next time, I will see you guys in the next video.